Hello, everybody, and welcome to Impromptu Sprints. If you come, I just have a ton of work to do. I also have two webcams on me for some reason. I'm just using my laptop's webcam and was very worried that it was going to be too fuzzy, but I just don't have it in me to set the whole shebang up. But I keep naturally looking at the other webcam, which is above you, because that's what I'm used to. But I just have a lot to get done today. And I know I need to do a couple of different tasks. Some of them are like housekeeping, maintenance, just things that I need to start working on, which is what I'm going to do. So if you also have something to get done, we can do it together, or, not. That's fine. Hello, Alan. Hi, babes. I am not struggling for motivation. I'm just struggling to get started. I know I'm going to be fine. But if you're here and you're hanging out, what you working on, I can show you. I can sneak peek you. I have little Ipsy bags because I've had that for forever ago. And then in each one are the book plates that I need to still sign. But I also have to cut them all out first because they're on giant sheets and there's like no space between these stickers. Since having these done, my sister's fantastic and actually printed all of my book plates for me. But since doing this, I have found that there is a company that will send them out already like separated with like the little thing on the back that you can just peel it off. Should have done that. But because I have 4 different kinds of book plates, it would have been way too expensive to print those all out that many times anyway. So I've got to cut a whole bunch of book plates, put them in these little bags so that when it comes time to sign pre-orders, I can do that conveniently. I'm not actually signing US pre-order stuff today because I'm waiting until the book comes out before I send any of that out. And I want to do some of that on the live sprints for my launch day event, which is October 8th at 8 p.m. EST if you're interested. But I am doing my international stuff today. So I need to package up my tarot cards and my book plates and get those out to international friends because it's going to take longer to ship them. So that's what I'm doing for the day. Well, for right now. And then I need to draft. So I figured, why not do it with you guys? Thanks for joining. I am going to start cutting a whole bunch of stuff up. If you guys, oh goodness, it is a busy day. It is a Saturday, but I've got a lot of work to do. So I'm just going to do a couple sprints because I'm going to be here anyway. So I figured, why not? Hello. Also, I love doing these at different times when my international friends can come and join me. So why not? And you guys can get like a behind the scenes look at cutting 200 book plates apart. And I'm probably going to sign a couple and package up all my international stuff. That's what I'm going to do. Also, I went to the post office already and picked up international stamps. Do they look like the COVID bacteria to anybody else? Like, they look terrifying. They're not. They're flowers. They're actually very, very pretty. But I had to go get the global stamps. So I have those all ready to go for my international friends. I'm going to be getting all of those together today. Read with me videos. You can come and read with me here. That's fine. Yeah, it does look like that, doesn't it? I asked the mail person. I was like, is that? It was like farther away from me. And I hadn't seen it up close yet. I was like, is that like the COVID strain? They were like, no, but you're not the first person that said that. I was like, okay, good. It's very disconcerting. How's everybody doing? How's your weekend been so far? How is we? Is anybody actually working, or did you just come so I wasn't sitting here by myself, which I thank you for. I did not want to sit here by myself, so I appreciate you. Hi, Richard. Amber is out and about. A lot of my writing buddies are out and about, and I was like, I just need to get stuff done. So let's do some random sprints. And Instagram said, yes, we would like that. So, you know, I'm here. My shelves are naked. How dare you? Are you moving? Are you reorganizing? Are you cleaning them? Dusting shelves is important. I also just want to get shelves with glass doors on them so I don't have to dust them as often, because it's a pain in the butt. Ooh, yeah. Okay. All right. So you got some stuff to do. I get it. Oh, I'm sorry. Hopefully you're okay. And side effects are minimal, if any. I was fine on my second. I think they said like symptoms 8, 9, 10 hours in. I had a little bit of like dizzy vertigo, but not much. And then I was fine. I just slept. I got it on a Friday anyway, so I could just take a little nap. So hopefully you can do that too, or just cuddle up and read. And yeah, hang out. Also, Richard, how did your UK Pit Mad pitch thing go with your book? I saw that you had sent out some queries. So did you get like interest on your tweets? I'm curious how it all went. Hopefully well. I shall wait for your response. I know. I like to throw in random time sprints. I like these this time or like earlier on a weekend so that people that are in different time zones can join. I'm going to start cutting a lot of stuff, but I am going to start a timer for us too after I get Richard's answer. But oh no, that baggie is upside down. Is this the right one? I don't know why I felt the need to put each book plate into different little bags, because it's totally random. I'm just going to pull one and you're going to get what you get and not get upset, because I used to be a pre-K teacher. No, that's okay. But yay for actually sending out queries regardless. See, friends are great. And I'm glad you got retweets. That's fantastic. All right. Well, who wants to get some work done? By all means, we can just hang out. You guys can ask questions and we can just like chill and chat, or I can set timers, whatever works, because I just have to keep working until this stuff is done anyway. And when I tell you, this is the most tedious thing. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but there is no space between these stickers. So I got to like really get in there and cut. Like, it's a pain in my actual tush. But the good news is, for future books, I have found a better service and I will not be doing this anymore. And I thought about backing out from the 4 book plate option and just going down to 1, because I could affordably print those in the pre-cut versions. But then I felt bad because I'd promised these and my sister worked on these, and I'm like, I'm just going to suck it up. But it was brutal. They are good practice, and they get you used to kind of putting your one-liner out there, starting to be like a little bit vulnerable, getting some feedback. It's good. And I've definitely done them and had nothing. Give you all the times. I will give you as many as humanly possible. And I'm sorry I missed your sprints last night, because I was still out with my family until much later. And I did not make it back in time to join you. But hopefully you had good sprints last night. And that went well. What is your book club book for this month? Because I had you do The Nature of Witches, because I was adamant that I wanted to read it with you. And then I did read it with you, but then I didn't come to the live show because I'm a garbage human. But I did read it and I did really like it. So hopefully you did too. Ooh. I didn't go to your website and do my swag thing. You need to do that. Yes. So for international friends, it just in order to cover international shipping and all that kind of hoopla, it is $5. And for $5 USD, I will send you all 3 of the tarot cards as well as a book plate. And then that covers my international costs. So I have them all right here because I'm putting them all in things. Where is the other one? Yeah. Here we go. So they all kind of look like this. They're very glossy, but they're great for bookmarks. So it has my cover kind of design on each of them. And then we have the Magician, which is beautiful. We have Temperance, which is one of my favorites. And we have the Chariot. And the goal is that with subsequent books, you continue to get these. And you'll have like, maybe not the whole set of like the major arcana or whatever, but you'll have, a good number of them. So UK friends or any international friends for $5, you can get the whole set. Or if you're in the US and you still want the whole set of all 3 of them, you can also just get that. I can also, if you don't sign up for the pre-order form on my website and you just want to pay the $5 instead of getting the 1 for free, you pay $5 and you'll get all 3 of them and the book plate. But if you don't want to spend any money, you get 1 of these and 1 of the book plates. And I send those out. And you guys can see them first. Not this one because that has an address on it already. But I got really cool black envelopes to match my tarot cards. And it's got really pretty gold foiling inside of it. And then I got really cool gold Sharpies to write my addresses in. And a gold Sharpie to sign my book plates in. So you're getting all black and gold to match my tarot cards, which are already placed inside of here. And I did get a couple people in the US that still wanted all 3 that ordered them. But I'm trying to get all the international ones. I've got a lot of France, a lot of Ireland. I've got a lot of like international friends that also Canada. I don't think those will take as long, but I want to make sure that they get out. In general, I don't want to send these out too early because I don't want the swag stuff to get lost or the book plate to get lost before the book actually reaches people. So, I don't want to go too early, but I want to make sure they get there. All right. What do we got? I have to go make sure a cat didn't have babies under my house. Tell me you live in the country without telling me you live in the country. The Girl from the Well by Rin Geppetto. I am not going to be reading that with you, but also I hope you enjoy it. I've not read anything by them yet, and I have The Bone Witch, but I have not read it yet. The live show is the 3rd Tuesday of October. For that book. I'm still not reading it, but I might come hang out, but chances are I'll forget. 1 a.m. It's hard. That's a tough one. Here's the thing. For November, for like actual nano month, we'll be doing more on Saturday, like 10 a.m. EST, like this time again. But hopefully some earlier ones too, in order to accommodate A, more sprints, and B, international friends. It's tough for us to, figure out that difference. I feel like I didn't fill the thing out. I may have been drunk. I don't know if you did either. I haven't checked it again recently, but you should. It's kind of cool. And it's free for you. You just go on and order. So if you go to my website, I can link it here for you. There's like a little PayPal button and you can just buy them and I will send it to you. Just for the love of all things sacred and holy, write your address in the in the section for your address. Just write it the way I should put it on the envelope, because I am very nervous about international addresses and getting them wrong and then things not getting where they're supposed to be. And I'm going to feel really guilty because I'm a stupid American and international addresses terrify me. And I want to make sure stuff reaches you. So just write it the way I need to write it, as if I was like a toddler. Talk down to me. It's fine. I don't know how to do it. Found our crawl space open and we've got a pregnant stray. Yeah. You should check that. That what? It was 8:30 p.m. Oh, you were sleepy. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you. Like, honest to goodness, just as easy as you can. Because I'm not great at that stuff. But there's the link. I'll make it really easy for you. All right, friends. I'm gonna get to cutting apart a lot of stickers. Right? Yes. I don't know why I'm worried about which bag stuff goes in. I'm gonna cut a whole bunch of stickers. I'm gonna put a timer on just for accountability for everybody else, but I'll still stay in the chats. I'm not gonna be like worried about that until maybe later if I do writing sprints, but I don't think I'm gonna finish this in like 45 minutes. So I'll probably still be here doing this for a while. I do have to still draft. My like loose goal is to get done book 2 before book 1 releases, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. Yeah. I get it. You're a trooper. You stay up really late very often to be able to join these. We appreciate you. All right, I am going to start the timer just out of, let's start the timer. Can I make that smaller? Is there like a, we'll do that, right? Like you can handle seeing me a little bit larger, right? When it's just me. We're okay with this one? This one's okay? We'll do this. And I'll mute myself just so you don't have to hear me like breathing, but you know, I'll be in the chat still. So here we go. Let's see what we can get done. Whether you're organizing bookshelves, finding out if you've got babies in your crawl space, kittens, or just, you know, making dinner. It's fine. Yeah, this works for like solo sprints. This is fine, right? Yes. That is, the personalization is whatever you want me to write it to. Like, do you want me to just sign my name, or do you want me to put like to whomever, and you can make it silly, or you can make it your name, or you can, you know, whatever you want. A couple people bought them as gifts too, so they did like multiple pre-order slips, and they did like one for themselves, one for a friend, so they did like different names. So just whatever you want me to put on there. All right, here we go. Well, let's start this and then we'll come back and touch base. But like I said, if you've got any thoughts, questions, concerns, just leave it in the comments because I'll still be in here. All right, but at least we'll get this bad boy started. Good luck, everybody. Hello. That's weird, having to run all this on my own. Hold on one second. Get the timer back to the start. How did everybody do? We've got some new faces and some really good questions that I'm going to get to. I was able to get all of my book plates cut apart. So I'm ready to roll. Next sprint, I will be signing them for my international friends, putting them in envelopes, and getting them ready to mail out. But let's see how everybody else is doing. I also tried to figure out Canva. Rena, I saw you. I don't think you can put links in here, but I think I'm getting somewhere. I really don't know. I'm very frustrated. Let's see how everybody's doing. I had to go up a lot. Allie's maybe finding cats in her crawl space. I don't know. I apologize. We had Kiki. I know. Look, surprises, right? I had work to do and I figured, why the heck not? Mariah's going to come and do some cleaning. Love that. Melissa's going to do some editing. I love that for you as well. I've got to get done some like non-writing, but writing adjacent things. So that's what I'm doing right now. Let's see. Tuned in just as it started and got a bunch of revising done. That's amazing. We got 35 pages and straightened up bookshelves. Love that. Read 3 chapters, preheated the oven, put dinner in, rang your nan. Aw. I love that. You're going to have your godson over half-term holiday in October. That's fantastic. I think that would make me absolutely crazy, but that's okay. Got most of the dishes done. Just have cups to clean. Hi. Getting food, walking dog, writing the next one. Love that. I'll be reading All's Well by Mona Awad. I've heard good things. Hopefully you enjoy it. Yep. It's not great. Nothing fantastic, but welcome. We can get some stuff done. I think I'm getting to most of them. Let's see. I'm going to get back up to the questions that you guys had really good questions. I'm having to go with this other project. I could do it for Nano. Never joined Nano before. It's kind of worth it. Gave up. Yeah. Let somebody else crawl in there because no. Took a shower and got ready for filming. Look at you. What's filming? I don't know. That's actually a lie. I have a video that I'm so excited for that's coming out on Tuesday. I did no filming for it. Well, that's not true. I did a lot of filming for it, but no filming for it right now. I think you guys are going to like it. I hope you like it. I really don't know. Let's see. Did all the parenting when he was little. Yeah. That's great. I'm glad that you're there for him. But kids are a lot of work. Aw, that's sad. I'm glad you get to spend time with him now, though. Okay, so we had 2 really good questions that I want to get to before we jump into any other sprints. Also, just say hi to everybody. So Richard asked, now that he's querying book 1, should he work on book 2, work on another project that he has in mind, or wait? That is super individual. I have done Nano 7 or 8 years now, and I've done different projects for each one or rewrites of different like I worked on this multiple nanos because I rewrote it multiple times. But I usually skip around. Right now, I'm already working on book 2. This isn't even out yet. A Curse of Ash is not out yet. And I'm working on book 2. I'm almost done writing book 2 because I really want to have book 2 drafted before reviews and reader expectations and reader thoughts start coming into my head. And I still don't think I'm going to be reading reviews. I just don't know if I have it in me, but we'll see. But before any of that can influence me, I really want to have book 2 done. And then that way I don't have all of those opinions and thoughts and like, I hope this happens, I hope that happens in my head. I don't think I can handle that. Recently did brainstorm and decided that it's not a 2-book thing. It was always going to be 3 books. It was outlined originally 5-6 years ago as 3 books. And then I was like, no, you know what? A duology could be cool. But then the more I started to write book 2, the more I realized how much I still needed to like wrap up and add. And then action scenes were getting rushed and character developments were getting rushed and relationships were getting rushed. And I couldn't stand it. So we're going to do 3 books. So I've spent the last couple of days outlining all of them, and then I'll go forward. But for me, before I put out book 1, I wanted to have book 2 done. For you, I would say if you get your book picked up by traditional publishers or agents, they're going to require edits. And at least for me, when I was querying, they required me to have an ending to book 1 that was satisfying as a standalone. So I had to actually query as a standalone or something that could be satisfying as a standalone. And then, writing book 2 really didn't matter because, if book 1 didn't perform well enough, they were never going to publish a book 2. And then after I got the deal that I did get for publishing book 1, I realized that I could have, it was within my power to do a 2nd book, 3rd book, whatever. I readjusted the ending because I had originally written it open-ended on a cliffhanger so that I could continue in the series. When I had to edit that for querying to have a standalone potential, I changed it. So then I went back, re-edited it to like where I was happy with leaving it off, knowing that there was a book 2 coming. But it's really difficult to say, move ahead and put that amount of time and work into a book 2 when you don't know how they're going to want you to change book 1. So if you have something else in mind, I would say go for it. But also if you have things in mind that you want to be in book 2, outline it or get notes down, or if a scene is really sticking in your head, get that scene down. But I would say maybe don't work too much on book 2 right now until you know if you're going to get agented and how they're going to ask you to edit book 1, because then a lot of that work can be null and void, and that's really frustrating. That would be my answer. If anybody else has a different one, put it in a comment. I see that there's more comments. I will scroll through those in a second. And then Kayla asked, I have a nano question. Do you pick different projects for different nanos? Like one project's your focus in April and another one in November? No, not normally. That's a lie. Sometimes I will do like Preptober, outlining, November, nano, I'll write. I draft really quick. So I can usually draft a book in a month, 2 months tops, which is in between nanos. So for like a camp nano in the summer, I'll do a different book than I do for nano in November. Just because I have the potential, if I'm not working on extreme edits or different things, to do 2-3 books a year, depending on how my writing schedule looks. So it really is dependent upon how quick you draft, how clean you draft, whether or not you go right into edits and querying. A lot of the times, if I'm just drafting, I can do a different project each time. But if I'm taking the time to seriously edit and query, then one of my nanos might just be editing. One of my nanos might just be querying, looking up agents, etc., or outlining another project. It's really dependent upon where you are in your like writing journey and what makes sense for you in that time. There's been situations where I've drafted something different within the same year for different kinds of nanos. There's other times where I've worked on the same thing. Like I've done a 0 draft in November, and then in April I've edited, after it sat for a little while. So it's kind of dependent upon what feels right for you and what moves you closer to your end goal. So if your end goal is, publishing, then you draft in one, you edit in another, you query in another. that might make sense for you. It's a hard thing to answer because everybody's different. Everybody works differently there. All right, scrolling back down. Here we go. I feel like I don't want to get too much into book 2 if book 1 is never going to be taken up. I get it. I totally understand. At the end of the day, self-publishing is still absolutely an option, in which case you can do whatever you want for book 1, whatever you want for book 2. However, if your goal is still to get agented and traditionally published, they will require changes and edits. So it's really difficult to say, absolutely go ahead, put in your 100,000 words for book 2. But then if they change book 1, you're stuck. So I don't know. In my experience with a new author, when I was querying A Curse and Ash as a debut author, as a new author who had a longer word count, they were a lot less likely to look at it seriously if it was not a standalone potential. So it could end on something that was a little bit like open-ended, like, ooh, what may or may not happen, but like a true cliffhanger was going to be difficult. And I was able to query with a true cliffhanger for a little while and then realized that I just wasn't getting any kinds of responses. And then after looking at, getting some professional help to look at the query and look at my book, they said, really, if it has standalone potential, it's going to be a little bit easier to sell. And I also brought down my word count so that it would be under 100,000, which, is a little bit more manageable for a new author. And then after I got my deal, I edited it and I boosted it back up to I think it's 106. I put it right back up over 100. Hi, Jennifer. Yes, surprise sprints. I have work to get done, so I figured everybody else could join me. Is there any other questions about querying Nano? Anything else that you want my 2 cents on? It's been very wishy-washy. It's kind of like what works for you and what feels right for you. I can tell you what I did, but it's not always the same thing that makes sense for other people. So that's all I can do is tell you what I've done. All of these are the reasons why I don't want to trad pub. I don't blame you. I have zero idea how to end the first book in a neat bow. Yeah, it sucks. But a lot of the times when you do query something like that, they want to know that if your book doesn't perform the way they want it to, it will be a satisfying ending if that's where it stops, which is not how I write books. So that made it really difficult because I had to really go in and rework my ending to make it, something that could be satisfying as a standalone, and it was never intended to be. So I'm really glad I got to go back to what made sense for my story. And just as a caveat, I will be self-publishing the rest of this series. I will be taking on book 2 and 3 on my own, and feel really, really confident about that. I love what I did, and I loved working with my publisher and having a team behind me for book 1, but it definitely gave me the confidence and the knowledge that I needed to go into the rest of it on my own. I'm still traditionally querying my contemporary novels, my women's fiction, like adult contemporary, still hoping to trad pub those. And I do still have full manuscripts out with agents and publishers. So I've got my fingers crossed that that's something that happens for me. But I think I would probably end up traditionally publishing my contemporary fiction and then self-pubbing all of my adult fantasy, which I'm very fine with. So that's a thing too. And I don't blame you. I didn't feel confident enough to do that for this book either. I really wanted a team behind me. And then as great as it was, I realized I was super capable of doing a lot of it on my own, but I wouldn't have known that unless I went through this process. So books 2 and 3 will just be from me, but we're going to make it work. Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's a lot. Hi, Alicia. You're not late. It was a surprise. Nobody knew. I think I put up the link 5 minutes before we went live. So you're okay. And we still have a second sprint to go. Yep. I think that's great. And I think a lot of authors are starting to do that and do like a hybrid adult paranormal romance / contemporary fantasy is a lot. It just does a lot better in the self-pub realm. And I'm excited to see what I can do and where I can go. But I will definitely be outsourcing editors and cover designers and stuff like that. So that's the plan. But I do think that my more mainstream commercial contemporary fiction will do fine in traditional publishing. And I am still hoping to do that. And if it doesn't pan out and nobody ends up wanting them, I still love them. My critique partners, my beta readers have loved them. So I'm sure I'll still find a home for them. If I have to self-pub, I self-pub. It's becoming such a viable option now that I'm not afraid of doing that. But we'll see. I want to give like trad pub for those a try. And we'll see where we get to. So, new friends, what are we working on in the second sprint? I think I am only going to do 2 so I can get up and stretch and fold my laundry that just buzzed in my dryer and do all of that. I'm going to continue to work throughout the day because I just have a lot to get done. I'm going to sign book plates, put addresses on all my international pre-order swag, and get those ready to ship out next week. And then I have to draft. Then I have to write a lot. So I'm going to do that as long as I can today before I'm just sick of sitting in this chair. But if we don't get everything done today, I will have my sprints tomorrow night at 8 p.m. still. And Amber will be here for that. So he's fine. Eating is great. Yes, they would. They do not have the rights to any other books that I write. The only contract that I signed is for book 1. So there's nothing holding me there to them for the continuation. And because of the kind of publisher that I went through and the fact that they're like author first and not a traditional indie publisher, they hold none of the rights to any of my work. So it's mine, which is very nice. I get to do whatever I want with them, which will be fantastic. Cooking lunch, listening to the Goblin Emperor. I've never heard of that before, but it's giving me like Jareth vibes and Labyrinth vibes, and I like that for me. As you can see, my little Jareth up there. I moved all my pops, by the way, just like I have all of my Labyrinth Funko Pops are still up there. It's just that it was impossible to get to my books. So I moved all of my pops up to like a shelf you don't see. They're vanquished. Can you see them all up there? I had to move them all up there because I had no room. Finished dishes, and next is laundry. I'll be finishing Beartown. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's fine. I would love it if you're on Twitter or Instagram. Feel free to DM me and message me and let me know your thoughts. There's nothing that I enjoy more than talking about Frederick Bachman, like ever, in any capacity. So feel free, if you're comfortable, to message me and we can chat about the book. I can't wait for book 3. I'm very, very much excited. I'm adding to your work, just pre-ordering now. That's fine. If you are in the US pre-orders will probably be signed, at least the majority of them, in my live launch event, which will be happening on October 8th. It's live on my channel right now. You can go set notifications. That will be my launch week live show, and I'll be signing a whole bunch of swag during that. I'm really just getting international stuff out now because it's going to take longer to get there. So if you're international, it will go out. But if you're US, it will probably wait until closer to October. But if you want all 3 tarot cards as well as the signed book plate, you can still get that bundle on my website. If you're in the US and you sign up for my pre-order swag, you just get 1 tarot card and 1 book plate. That's fine. You're in Canada, then you get all the goodies. Here we go. I think you would really like it. Ooh, see? Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Lunch missions are good. I already ate my lunch before I got on here because I knew I was going to get hangry and headachy. Thank you, Jennifer. I'm very excited. It's fine. Here's the thing. I know Jennifer's going to cry. Normal humans would cry at, not normal humans. That's incorrect. Very emotionally impacted, and like my emotions are very close to the top of my surface. Like I'm a crier. People that are criers are probably going to cry at Beartown. That's all I'm saying. But at no point would I look them in the eye via text and say, you deserve torment. That would not be my answer. Or when they say, I can't believe it, it broke my heart, I cried so much, would I say, I would apologize, but I'm not that friend. And yes, I have memorized our text exchange. You were so unapologetic about my tears. But it's fine. And I do afford you the same. I said thank you. It was a great book. I loved the book. But it made me cry. And instead of being like, I know, wasn't it fantastic? You went, you deserve it. It was rude. I'm looking at my other webcam instead of staring at you and being angry at you. I'm an idiot. I did. And it comes out soonish. Did you also know that there is a Beartown show on HBO? That's a thing. You will get it. You will get all of it. And there's a sequel to The Goblin Emperor? All right. Beartown made me sob. Yeah. I know. I'm crying just from laughing. I love you too. But I would never tell my friends that they deserve torment. Or that, like, I would apologize, but I'm not that friend. You basically went, sucks to suck, not my fault. Also, don't come looking to me for any kind of compassion. That was your essential response. You know? Knew it was a show. I haven't seen it yet either. I don't know. I don't have HBO Go. I do have the passwords. Like, I have the account for an HBO Go. But the thing is, in the midst of, like, all of this book stuff and writing and, like, chaos and, like, focus elsewhere, I know it's a limited series, right? But, like, I know I'm going to lose myself in it. And I also know it is going to break me. I can't afford to be emotionally broken right now. So I cannot watch it. Maybe after launch, when I can, like, sit back and relax a little bit, I can afford to be broken. But right now, cannot. 10 out of 10 cannot afford to be broken at that level. If that's your love language, now I know. Now I know that aggressive non-apology is your love language. Got it now. It really is. But see, here's the thing. We communicate. Now we understand. Now I know when you say that, it's an I love you, and we're fine. In the moment, as I sent you a picture of me just tear-streaked and splotchy, and you went, yeah, you deserve it. Wasn't nice. But I get it. All is good. All right, friends. I am going to start getting pre-orders ready. Produce in my fancy black envelopes with my fun gold foiling and all my tarot cards. And I'm gonna start putting book plates in there. I'm gonna sign some signatures. Also, things that you learn as you get into this process is like, don't sign your books the way that you sign your signature on, like, checks or legal documents. You have to have a different signature because forgery is a thing. Not that I'm popular enough and or rich enough for anybody to try to steal money from me, but, like, you have to have a completely different signature. That's the thing I gotta get used to. So I'm going to sign some book plates and get some stuff ready to mail out. Sound like a plan? You guys have some work to do too. We're going to do one more 45. We're going to start, like, nowish. Sound like a plan? I'm just sitting here kind of hanging out. So if you still have questions, comments, put them in the comment section. I will still answer. Just I'll answer them during the sprint. I'm not working as hard. So if something comes up in the middle of your work or your book or whatever, and you want to throw it in there, I'll still respond. Sound good? Sounds good. All right. We're going to get started, and I will see you on the other side of a 45-minute sprint. Hello, friends. I got almost everything done. Almost. Not everything, but almost. How did we do? I literally have one last international one to do, and it is Richard's. So I will finish that when we are done here. I had just enough time to get done my the rest of the UK ones, but he snuck in there. It's okay. Hi, Amy. Hello. 47 pages for Alicia. Very good. It is exciting, isn't it? Hi. Did a little wash, threw that in the dryer, read some chapters of The Wrong Family. Ooh, I just had to stop and get my laundry too out of there. It is. I messaged in here, but it's a different form actually for international. So it is free for US residents. But for international, you get all 3 of the tarot cards instead of one at random. So you get all 3 of the cards and one of the book plates. And it's $5 USD. And then that covers like shipping and all that kind of stuff. And then it'll make its way to you. So it's a different form on the same website. It's just down a little bit lower. And if you're still interested, you can sign up there. I had come back in here, but I didn't know if you saw it. So I'm glad you're still here. Because it is a different form. Let's see. What is everybody else doing? I was going back and forth. The anxiety over getting international addresses wrong is very real. I feel like I got a hang of it now. I also had to get the hang of like the pen because it's like a metallic paint pen. So I had to get the right like amount of pressure to not totally blow out the envelope so that it's still legible. The anxiety is real. And I'm like, I want things to be pretty. Future me will not be as concerned with pretty envelopes because it's very difficult. All right, what else do we have? Did the final edit on 2 scenes from chapter 16. Got tomorrow's post queued up. That's amazing. And again, I'll still have my regular sprint tomorrow night with Amber. I just had a ton to get done today, and I knew this was going to help me like actually stay in the seat and get it done. So you guys were great. I appreciate you. Had lunch, moved some books, decided what when we're done, I'm running away to play with my squishy nephew for the rest of the day. I was just going to say, if you're still going to work the rest of the day, we can hang, but go squish a nephew. I got to squish my nephew last night. So I get it. Squishy babies are very hard to put off. Ate dinner, read 2 more chapters, and now I'm hashing put my other project idea. So hashing out. Got it. So I have something to start with if I decide to go for Nano. Is it a long sign-up process? A long sign-up process for what? Oh no, for what? Signing up for Nano it's not really a thing. There's a website. The website's not entirely user-friendly, but they do have amazing communities on there where you can meet up with people that are in your area for writing sprints and just talk to people. So I think it's worth joining for that. But in terms of like the badges and tracking words, it's a little bit difficult. I don't use it for that. But Nano is a great thing to participate in because if you do win, you get a whole bunch of coupons off of things. So I think I got my Scrivener 50% off after winning a Nano. They have discount codes for editing and a whole bunch of other like bookish services. So it's definitely worth doing and hopefully completing. And then you get these like discounts on a whole bunch of different like writerly things. So go sign up. If you're talking about the sign up process for Nano, no, it's not long at all. You create an account and you're good. Did more revising. Think I'll be ready to send my book off to beta readers early next week. That's fantastic. Congratulations. That's a really exciting time. Mildly nerve-wracking, but very exciting. Congrats. Yay. Spent time finishing a cleaning project before I joined Norris for some silent reading sprints too. Oh, okay. I do want to read. I am reading. Oh, I don't know if I can reach it. Maybe. I have my book sleeve here. I'm reading Kill Creek. Has anybody read this? By, why is there no author name? Scott Thomas. It's a dude. There's like a female character in this, and I'm like, oh, this was written by a dude. Not in a horrible way yet, but not in a great way either. And I am 72 pages into this, so not far at all. But this one is about authors that spend the night in a haunted house as like part of like a 2-day interview in this like immersive online web series. And they're all horror writers. Horror. I don't know. And they get kind of like roped into going to a haunted house for 2 days. And I'm assuming 2 nights for this interview. We're not in the house yet, but I'm already skeptical. I don't think it's going to be a good time. And it's going to be a good time, but I'm mildly nervous because this feels like it's like amping up to be really scary. And I don't know how I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to try because I'm already definitely in those like fall spooky book vibes. So I am hoping to wrap up enough work today that I can read for a little bit because I've been enjoying that so far. Just got my black belt testing done. Very good. I hope it goes well. Yes, Fernando. It's an easy thing. Things pile up when I am back to work. Yeah. I get it. Got my Neff pup. Oh, read some, ate some. No, nothing but. I had some last night. They're white chocolate raspberry. My aunt had it at dinner. I'm sorry for anybody who doesn't have the nothing bunt cakes. It's like nothing but a bunt or something. Oh my gosh. They're ridiculously good. Organized jewelry because it was all mixed up. I honestly have an entire jewelry box that I never go into. I wear the same rings. I wear the same earrings. I wear the same stuff all the time, nonstop. I feel like I need to just get rid of all my jewelry, but good for you. Kudos. We will be doing different sprints through October for Preptober. And through November, we usually do 2 sprints a weekend. So probably like a 10 a.m., 1 p.m. EST, like right around when I started this one for November. And then our same 8 o'clock on Sunday night. That doesn't ever change. But we usually try to add in either like a Friday night, Saturday morning, something else through November. So there will be more coming up in a couple months if you're doing nano and you want some motivation. They're so good. They're so good. I'm partial to the carrot cake just because they already have that cream cheese frosting and the carrot cake with that is so good. And I don't like chocolate and red velvet is still like chocolatey. The confetti is very good though too. That's all my nieces and nephews, like all the little kids, that's their favorite. Friends, thank you so much for staying with me, keeping me accountable and hanging out for the day. I'm going to get going because I have a lot more to do, but I appreciate that you came here. Thank you for coming to like a super last minute, just kind of threw it together thing. Appreciate you. I hope you got a lot done. I hope you continue to get a lot done for the rest of your day, your night, whatever that might be. Remember that we are right back here at 8 p.m. EST tomorrow. And we can get more sprinting done. Thanks for hanging out. I may have sent Julie a photo. It just buzzed through. Carrot cake is amazing. Yes, you did. You're very welcome. Have a great rest of your day, friends. I will talk to all of you tomorrow night. Bye, everybody. Gotta stand here.